All right, man. I don't have very much battery on my phone. Unfortunately, I've hit 7%. I did come from Chili's, and this is just my second visit just to watch the second game of what's been a bloodbath of an NFC conference finals game. This one had to be much closer and tighter, and it's even more of a bloodbath than the Pats and Broncos game. Now, before I get into this one here, that Pats and Broncos game, I watched majority of that fourth quarter, or actually it was, I think like most of that fourth quarter, and it was so damn good that the Broncos unfortunately choked that the field goal attempt that would have tied the game to make it overtime, right? So unfortunately, they had lost that. And with the Patriots holding possession of the ball, it's like, it was already, they already sealed it, and it was a very low-scoring game. So the Pats won 10-7, right? So, they eventually go to the Super Bowl, and that'll be their first time going to the Super Bowl since what? Like their first time since the Brady and Belichick era ended. So good for them. Congrats for them. I mean, let's just face it. Nobody really expected both of those teams. I'm talking about the Broncos and Pats to make it this far, to have both sensational seasons. Their records are very, very impressive. Pats being number one and having that, having to have the bye in that 1 week before they went to the divisional round, right? The Broncos being number two, with Sean Payton being the difference maker. It wasn't, it didn't work out with Russell Wilson, but it worked out with his other quarterback in Bo Nix. Even though he got injured, the Broncos were still right there. They almost had it, right? But they just came up short. Nevertheless, it was a hell of a game. And so congrats to the Pats. Man, that's a wholly newly constructed team, man. Like, I don't even know who their coach is. I know a little bit of Drake May, second-year guy, but goddamn, dude, that team is dangerous. And so, And then moving on to this game that I just watched from that same place in Chili's. I know as a Rams fan, I know as a Rams home base over there, I can tell you that much. Even if I were to go to, the Buffalo Wild Wings, it would have been the same thing. And boy, oh boy, silence at the very end. I was actually rooting for the Seahawks to win. I didn't want to say anything, so I waited. And so I was planning on eating over there, but the wait was too long that the game ended up finishing. Dude, that was a super long 3 minutes, that game. Very, very, very long 3 minutes. I gotta tell you, it was so very long. I was keeping up with the score as I was at knots. So it was just very close. I mean, at one point, the Seahawks were up by 11, and I saw a couple of people watching on their phones, right? That same game. And so I was looking at the score myself, and I thought, man, it's still only the third quarter, 2 minutes to go. The Seahawks were up by 11, right? And I told myself, this is going to be a super close game. And it turns out it was. Just like in the two regular season games. I mean, these teams are very evenly matched. And I got to say, man, it was going to go right down to the wire. This game was much, much, much closer. And Seahawks, even though the Seahawks were up by 4, with the Rams having the possession, I was looking at it. I think it was like 4 minutes to go. And they had 2 chances at the touchdown line. And the Seahawks, unfortunately, had to stop that. both times. I was nervous, man. I was nervous. I was also nervous for my sister, who is a Seahawks fan. And, you know, right now, like, the Seahawks actually prevailed, and they prevailed. A really, really, really tight battle. The entire Chili's, bar area got silent when they found out that, the Seahawks were going to the Super Bowl, and oh my God. Yeah. I'm going to be going to my dump tomorrow, and it's going to be so much misery, especially in my aisle where they got 3 Rams fans over there. It's crazy, man. It's going to be nuts. But when I come home, I'm pretty sure right now my entire household, is pretty much rejoicing because of the Seahawks, and I feel for them. Even though my team's the Raiders, I rooted for the Seahawks to win. But yeah, congrats to them. So now the Super Bowl matchup is official. The Seahawks versus the Pats. It's going to be a rematch of what it was back in 2015 when it was Russell Wilson versus Tom Brady. And boy, did that game go down to the wire so bad that, unfortunately, I had to take a fumble at the very end. That costed the Seahawks a back-to-back, Super Bowl title, right? But, that's all I forgot. That was like 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, 11 years ago. So it's been that long. I mean, now to see these guys like in a rematch for 11 years, that's crazy, dude. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be another bloodbath, considering what the Super Bowl is. This is just part 1 of the Super Bowl. Let's just be honest. Both games were amazing to watch. These matchups were extremely great. Very, very tight battles as expected. Even though the Rams and the Seahawks one was much tighter. Man, you got 25 seconds, and the Rams had the ball. And you would think anything can just happen. They would have the miracle on their side. I mean, damn, dude. Anything could just happen in any possession, dude. So it's crazy to me how I just saw it. Like, the last 3 minutes, dude. The last 3 minutes were so damn long. They felt more like 5 minutes, and I gotta tell you, dude, this game was a lot more fun to watch. It's more entertaining, it's more thrilling in every aspect that I've seen compared to that Broncos and Pats game. Even though that one was great too, but this one, man, shoot. Yeah, I'm just glad that the Seahawks prevailed. Like I said, I'm going to my dump tomorrow. It's going to be all misery. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut, man. So I'm all alone right now. So congrats to the Seahawks. Congrats to the Pats. They're going to face off in the Super Bowl 60 in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, that one's going to be a very, very, very close game as well. So, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Did you have fun watching these games? Yeah, so, yeah, just tell me what's up, man. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.